Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial on my YouTube channel. My name is Adiola. Thank you for always stopping by. So if this video looks like something you're interested in, ensure to watch to the end. This is the drafting, the cutting and the sewing tutorial of this stylish neckline dress with pleats. So I have a rough sketch of this. It has a square neckline, so work with your own measurement of shoulder, bust, waist, neck width, neck depth of the front pattern and the back, and my bust span measurements. So I don't want my video too lengthy, so I've drafted my pattern both the front and the back to a point. So I'm going to be working with this brownish nude silk fabric, so you can work with any fabric of your choice. So you're going to need your tape measurement, your ruler, your pattern master and your scissors. So I'm going to continue with the pattern. I'm going to put my back pattern aside and concentrate on my front pattern. So I have my shoulder measurement here. My shoulder is 13, so I'll divide it by 2. I have 6.5 inches. So take your vertical measurement first. To get your chest line, you divide your bust circumference by 6, then you add 1.5 inches. So I have that. Then you take your bust length, which is 10.5, then my waist length. The measurement for your front and back pattern is usually different. The front length is longer than the back length. Then for my bust span measurement of 8 inches, I divide it by 2, so I have 4 inches here. Then I take that from my bust length to my waist. Next, on my waist, I took ½ inch on both sides, then I connected it all the way to my bust length. Then I have my 1 inch shoulder slope, so I'm left with 6.5 inches. Then I divided it by 2, which is 3.2. Now from that point, I come in by ½ inch and connected it. So next, I'll work on my neck width and my depth. So for my neck width, I'm going to be using 4.5 inches. So you can do 5 inches if you want. You can take your tape rule measurement to double check which will work. So I'll mark my 4.5 inches here. So I'll be using a neck depth of 7 inches. To get yours, take your tape rule from your shoulder to determine the depth. Next, I connect my 4 inches to my 7 inches line and square it up. Afterwards, I'll take my side dart, which is also referred to as the bust dart. To get this, it is a difference in length from the shoulder to the waistline for the front pattern and the back pattern. It can be 1 inch, it can be 2 inches. So mine is 1 inch. So I'll take that 1 inch from my side here, then I'll connect it to my nipple point here. So yours could be 2 inches, then you blend it to your bust line. So mine is 1 inch, then I'll connect it. Next, I'll repeat my bust span measurement on my neck depth of 7 inches here and connect it. To do the over bust tightening so your dress can come out really nice, so on both sides here, I'm going to take ½ inch for, but for a plus size, you can use 0.75 inches on both sides. So mine is ½ inch, so I'm going to take that on both sides, then I'll connect it back here. Next, I'm going to work on closing my side dart, then I'll use my sellotape to achieve that. Then I'll need to blend this part properly. Next, I'll proceed to cut it out, but before then, you can decide to add your ½ inch on your shoulder and all around the neck, the armhole region. You can also do this on your fabric before cutting. Then I go ahead to add my 2 inches allowance here. Remember, you can also do this on your fabric if you wish. Then I go ahead and cut it out. If you want your allowance added to your pattern, so here it is. So here it is. Next, I'll cut through the dot line But before cutting, take your waist circumference. So mine is 30. I divided it by 4, so I have 7 inches. Then you add back the 1 inch that allowance, then your 2 inches allowance. So I don't want to add allowance on my pattern, so I'm going to trim that allowance part off. I'll cut this on my fabric. Now I'm going to move to the back pattern. For the back pattern, ensure to take your zipper allowance. So mine is 2 inches. Then you divide your shoulder by 2. Then you can come down by 1 inch or half inch for your slope. So mine is 1 inch. Then you divide ring by 2. Then afterwards you come in by half an inch. Then next, take your bust circumference on your chest line. If you want a dart at the back, you can take your bust span measurement and you rule out your darts. So I'll take my neck depth and my neck width. So I'll take 4.5 inches for my width. So I'm going to repeat what I took for the front. Then you can alter your back as you wish. You can do the standard neckline, your V neckline. So I'm going to come up. Usually for the back, you come up. So mine will be 6 inches. Then to eliminate the zipper budge, so from my bust length, I decided to take half inch. So I connected it to my waist, so I can take it up to my chest line, up to my shoulder region. Then I'll return that half inch back to my allowance. Okay, so take back my half inch allowance after taking my waist circumference, my 2 inches hemming allowance. Then I'll replace back the half inch. I'm going to transfer to my fabric now. I'll go ahead and label my pattern before cutting on the fabric. For the down part, I subtracted my full length from my half length. So I have like 22 inches left here. So you can make yours 3 yards, but mine is 2 yards. Alright? But for a plus size, you can take more yards, but this depends on your waist. So mine is 30. So take according to your waist circumference. So I'm going to pleat mine. So I'll have this in 2 and notch the middle part. So I'm going to be cutting 4 pieces of these, 2 for the fabric and 2 for the lining. Likewise others except for the center front. Then I'll iron my stay on the main fabric using a matching thread and a zip. And I'm going to fix a basic sleeve to it. Sorry about the sun. So I'm going to be cutting my back first. So you take your half inch allowance round at the neck area, your shoulder, also the hemming parts. Then after this, I'll go ahead and cut it out. Here I'll slash it open in 2. This right here is for the side front. Again, I added half inch on the necessary places. That's my neck, my shoulder, hemming, and the side. Remember to notch this part. This is the center front, just like I said. This part will be on fold. Then you take your half inch round, then I cut it out. Then notch this part. Then you need to cut out one more of this for your lining. So I have a video of my basic sleeve pattern, so you can check this out. So I have my front and my back fabric here, so I'm going to be joining by half an inch. I'll open it up with my iron I repeat the same thing for the lining. Then next I'll join the neck. I'm going to be joining by 1/2 inch. I'll leave the armhole area open. Then for the back, the front side will face each other. So if you want paper stay on your lining, go ahead. And I'm going to stitch the neck part and leave the armhole area open. Repeat the same thing for the other side of your back, front side facing each other. Then you join here. So I have my sleeve here. I'm going to be using a matching zip likewise. So here I already joined my main fabric. Bring forward your lining. So to join, work with your circumference, your bust by 2, your waist by 2. But before that, make sure your zipper allowance is taken. So use your pin to do that, or you run a loose stitch on it. So mine is 2 inches zipper. I did that before taking my circumference. Then I repeated the same thing for my lining. I took the measurement I have on my main fabric on my lining. I open up my stitch. Then take note to join your neck parts. First join the neck area first before you stitch this part here. Then iron this a lot, not your neck area. Then I'll go ahead to join my shoulder together by 1/2 inch for the front and the back. Take note, you'll be joining your fabric and your lining together. Make sure this part here, they match each other. Then you stitch by 1/2 inch. So once you're done, you open up your zipper allowance for both the dress and the fabric, so it becomes one. Then we're going to be pleating the down part to it. So I'll go ahead and stitch my shoulder now. I'm done stitching all together. So this is my zipper part and this is my front part. So iron after stitching so it will look neat. You can see my shoulder here. Then I'll go ahead to join my down part to it by pleating. I'll open up my zipper first for both the lining and the main fabric. So watch out for this part. Make sure it aligns properly on both sides for the zipper parts. So stitch the two parts together by 1/4 inch first. Then I'll fold it in two and notch the middle parts. This notch part of the down must be joined to the notch part of the basic bodice dress. The right side facing each other using the pin. If you look at the thumbnail, you see that the dress has some pleat on it. So you can use your knife pleat or kiss pleat on this part. Everything on the down of my dress must fit back to the top of my dress or my waist. So now start to pleat. So I'll check this on the right side to see how it looks like. Then I'll readjust and continue to pleat this. Then again, ensure you overlock your dress once you've joined your down and the upper part together. You overlock the raw edges. Once you've pleated either the right side or the left side, repeat the same process for the other side. Take the same amount of pleat. Then do the same thing for the back too. The only part where you don't pleat is the zipper side. I'll open up my 2 inches zipper at the upper part here to fix my zip. Then I'm going to be hemming my dress using my hemming allowance. Next, I'll fix my sleeve. The notch part of my sleeve will be fixed here, but before then, I'll take my round sleeve measurement, flip it, then take it round, then I'll stitch it. Then I'm going to be fixing a bead to the neck region. I have this particular bead here, so I'm going to use my glue, and I'm going to source for more and see which one best suits this. Then again, extend this to the back of your dress. So until I see you in my next video, bye.